Most people make decisions emotionally, impulsively, or not at all. But the world's richest CEOs, they think differently. Their choices are cold, calm, calculated, and they build empires because of it. Jeff Bezos built Amazon with a single question. Ray Dalio built a $1-100-and-50 billion hedge fund with a single habit. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how the rich think and how their decision habits can transform your life. Here's the truth. Most people fear making the wrong choice, so they make no choice at all. Meanwhile, CEOs understand something powerful. Indecision is the most expensive decision you can make. The rich operate with clarity, structure, and frameworks. Not emotion, not guessing, and definitely not luck. They understand that waiting for the perfect moment is a recipe for stagnation. While others are paralyzed by the fear of failure, the world's top performers are already gathering data from their last attempt, learning and moving forward. This isn't about recklessness, it's about recognizing that momentum is a currency. Every moment spent in indecision is a moment you're not learning, not growing, and not building. The cost isn't just time, it's opportunity. And the wealthy understand that lost opportunity is a price they're unwilling to pay. They embrace a proactive mindset, knowing that a calculated risk is almost always better than the guaranteed loss that comes from standing still. When Jeff Bezos left his stable Wall Street job to start Amazon, everyone around him thought he was insane. Giving up a secure, high-paying career for a risky online bookstore in the mid-90s seemed like a terrible bet. So how did he decide? He asked himself one question: when I'm 80 years old, will I regret not doing this? This is the regret minimization framework, a tool he uses to cut through fear and emotion instantly. He doesn't ask, is this safe, or is this comfortable, or is this guaranteed? No, he asks, which choice will future me be proud of? The wealthy think long-term. Everyone else thinks immediate comfort. This simple shift in perspective reframes the entire problem. It moves the focus from short-term anxiety to long-term fulfillment. The pain of trying and failing is temporary, but the pain of regret, of wondering what if, for decades, is permanent. By projecting himself into the future and looking back, Bezos could see that the risk of not trying was far greater than the risk of failure. That's the difference between building a life and just living one. Bezos also divides decisions into two categories. Type 1 decisions are irreversible and have a high impact. For these, you move slowly and think deeply. These are the one-way doors. Once you walk through, you can't easily go back. Think of selling your company or making a massive, unchangeable, strategic pivot. Type 2 decisions, on the other hand, are reversible and low risk. For these, you move fast and don't waste time. These are the two-way doors. If the decision turns out to be wrong, you can just open the door and walk back through. Poor thinkers spend months overthinking decisions they can fix in 10 minutes. And seconds, rushing decisions that affect their entire lives. Rich thinkers flip that pattern. They know that agonizing over a Type 2 decision is a waste of mental energy and time that could be spent on things that actually matter. By categorizing decisions, you allocate your most valuable resource, your attention, efficiently. Ray Dalio, the founder of Bridgewater, the most successful hedge fund in history, attributes his success to one habit: radical truth and radical reflection. Dalio writes down every major decision, what he felt in the moment, what actually happened later, where emotion got in the way, and what he learned from the entire process. He literally built a decision database of his own life. While most people repeat the same mistakes over and over, Dalio studies them until they die. He has a simple but powerful equation. Pain plus reflection equals progress. Most people stop at the pain. They feel the sting of a bad outcome, get defensive, blame others, and then try to forget it ever happened. The rich, however, push into the reflection. They treat pain as a signal, a flashing red light indicating that there's a valuable lesson to be learned. They dissect the failure, not to punish themselves, but to extract the principle that will prevent it from happening again. This systematic process of learning from every single outcome, good or bad, is what creates a compounding curve of wisdom and success. The rich don't journal for feelings. They journal for clarity. They use writing as a weapon to separate impulse from logic, emotion from facts, fear from intuition, and noise from truth. When you write, your brain slows down. The chaotic storm of thoughts in your head has to be organized into coherent sentences. Your ego, that voice that's always worried about looking bad, tends to shut up. And in that quiet space, the real answer finally appears. This is how CEOs think. Clearly, they think on paper, not in the chaos of their minds. It's a structured conversation with yourself. You can ask hard questions, explore different scenarios, and challenge your own assumptions without judgment. The act of writing forces you to confront the reality of a situation, making it an indispensable tool for anyone who wants to make smarter, more deliberate choices. Rich thinkers follow this rule. Feelings are allowed. Decisions are made on data. They ask, what are the numbers saying? What trends do I see? What scenario costs the most long term? Emotion might start the thought, but data finishes it. This doesn't mean they're robots without feelings. It means they recognize that feelings are often unreliable guides in high-stakes situations. An investment might feel exciting, but what does the balance sheet say? A new hire might seem charismatic, but what do their performance metrics and references reveal? This is why the rich stay calm in volatile situations. They trust information, not their impulses. They build a foundation of objective reality, which allows them to act with conviction and precision, even when everything around them is screaming panic. Data provides the anchor in the storm of emotion. Here's the secret habit you never hear about. The rich make decisions backwards. They start with the outcome they want, the end goal, and then they engineer the steps that lead there. It's called reverse engineering success. They define their victory with absolute clarity, whether it's $1 billion valuation, a specific market share, or a lifestyle of freedom. Then they work backward, asking, at each stage, what must be true for this to happen? Everyone else does the opposite. They start with the step they're most comfortable with, the easiest next move, even if it doesn't lead anywhere meaningful. They take small steps in random directions, hoping to stumble upon success. The rich, however, build a direct bridge from where they are to where they want to be. This is the mental blueprint behind every empire. Most people let life decide their path. The rich decide their path with precision. Bezos built Amazon by eliminating regret. Dalio built Bridgewater by analyzing his own flaws. And every CEO you admire has one thing in common. They think deliberately, not emotionally. They are the architects of their circumstances, not the victims of them. They don't wait for opportunities. They create them through a structured, disciplined, and insightful decision-making process. Your decisions shape your destiny. Think like a CEO and watch your life transform. Thanks for watching.